And so this is the story of a young Australian lad who had been a rover and who waltzed his Matilda, which I think is his backpack and his kit bag, around the outback in Australia, and until he was called up. So when I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of a rover, from the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback. I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1916, my country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. And they gave me a tin hat, they gave me a gun, and they sent me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as our ship sailed away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, flag waving and tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. 'Tis well I remember that terrible day when our blood stained the sand and the waters, and how in that hell that they called Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was ready, oh, he'd primed himself well. He rained us with bullets and he showered us with shell. And in 5 minutes flat, we were all blown to hell. Nearly blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours and they buried theirs, and it started all over again. Well, those who were living just tried to survive in that mad world of death, blood, and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big turkey shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I awoke in me hospital bed and saw what it had done, Christ, I wished I were dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying, for no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush, far and near. For to hump tent and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. They collected the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those proud, wounded heroes of Suvla. And as our ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thank Christ there was no one there waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood there and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. So now, every April, I sit on my porch, watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, renewing their days of past glory. I see the old men all tired and sore, the weary old heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask me, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But year after year, the numbers get fewer. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who'll go waltzing Matilda with me? Thank you.
I said the little leatherwing bat, I'll tell you the reason that I fly by night. It's because I lost my heart's delight. Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. I lay lee, hey lily low. I said the robin as he flew, when I was a young man I chose two. If one wouldn't love me, the other one would. Don't you think my notion's good? Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. I lay lee, hey lily low. I said the red bird sitting on a fence. Once I loved a handsome wench. She got saucy and then she fled, and ever since my head's been red. Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. I lay lee, hey lily low. Hoot, said the owl with his head so white, a lonesome day and a lonesome night. Thought I heard a pretty girl say she'd court all night and sleep all day. Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. I lay lee, hey lily low. No, said the turtle dove, that's no way for to gain his love. If you want to gain your heart's delight, keep him awake both day and night. Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. I lay lee, hey lily low. Thank you. Called The Briar and the Rose. I fell asleep down by a stream, and there I heard the strangest dream. And down in Brennan's Glen there grows the briar and the rose. There's a tree in the forest, and I don't know where. I plucked a nest out of your hair, and climbing up into the air, the briar and the rose. Well, I don't know how long it's been, but I was born in Brennan's Glen, and near the end of spring there grows a briar and a rose. I picked the rose one early morn. I pricked my finger on a thorn. It had grown so close, its winding wove the briar round the rose. I tried to tear them both apart. I felt a bullet through my heart, and all dressed up in spring's new clothes, the briar and the rose. And when I'm buried and in my grave, tell me so I may know your tears may fall to make love grow, the briar round the rose. And when I'm buried and in my grave, tell me so I may know your tears will fall to make love grow, the briar round the rose. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you would love me, know this one thing. You must be patient like blossoms in spring, held back as buds at last opening, the love that shall ever and always has been. We can dedicate this to you guys, Greg and Hillary. I can be tender, I can be strong. I have been broken, I am no longer young. If you're not certain I am the one, please don't approach me, no, do not come. Each of us has our own way to be. I would not ask you to lose yourself in me. We are great rivers bound for the sea. If you would love me, let me run free. If you would love me, know this one thing. You must be patient like blossoms in spring, held back as buds at last opening, to love that shall ever and always has been, to love that shall ever and always has been. Thank you.
Out here on the prairie, somewhere in between. It's even cold for January. I'd like to see a sign of green. So much I remember, and more I would forget. Seems the world has forgotten me, but I am not gone yet. The sun still hasn't set. Someday soon I'll be letting go this old body I won't need. I'll melt away like the thawing snow, drift away like the tumbleweed, the rolling tumbleweed. The tumbleweed, I've heard him say, is a useless prickly pest. When the land is parched and dry, it holds water with the rest. With its roots left far behind, it spreads its seeds along. To watch it gives me peace of mind, reminds me that life goes on, and I'll be moving on. Someday soon I'll be letting go this old body I won't need. I'll melt away like the thawing snow, drift away like the tumbleweed, the rolling tumbleweed. I'm on the wrong side of the house to see the sun go down. That doesn't really help you, does it? But I'll watch the moon rise o'er the fields. The earth keeps spinning round. My life with Emily was so long and fine. We'd sit on the porch and watch things grow, and the wind would gently rise. I've always longed to wander, but all my life I've stayed. Someday I'll take off yonder, following the lead of the rolling tumbleweed. Someday soon I'll be letting go this old body I won't need. I'll melt away like the thawing snow, drift away like the tumbleweed, the rolling tumbleweed.
Now Rufus could play the piano, and he drove an American car. He worked 9 to sundown in an office downtown to save us from nuclear war. Beverly came from Seattle, played the mouth harp quite well, so they say. She used to write songs in an old-timey style, hope she could sell them someday. Now Rufus and Bev became sweethearts, and nature could not be denied. They did the things lovers do under the covers, happy as clams at high tide. Then one morning said Rufus to Beverly, as they lay in the fondest embrace, "Here I have to confess, with some minor distress, there's an issue I fear we must face.
For this body you see here before you was once more like yours than like mine, but I sought the compliance of medical science, changed to the sex masculine. Beverly stared back in silence, then said, Rufus, don't rue what you've done, for I have surrendered a masculine gender for this other more feminine one. Now these lovers went back to their passions, and their passions were scarcely diffused. The knot they soon tied, although deep down inside they were ever so slightly confused.